What it do, world? It is Wednesday, so it's time for the midweek pickup. Usually I'd be on site somewhere. I've been trying to be somewhere every time I do the midweek pickup, but today we working. We are at Sam's, or as my baby called it, Walmart's big brother. We at Sam's today. Today's topic is something that a few people might be able to connect with, and it might be a issue that nobody has ever felt in their life, but I'm gonna talk about it because it was my issue. And hold on. And after I had it, I felt I could tell the difference in the way that I felt after I had the little issue or whatever. But as you all know, I posted something on Facebook last week, and it was talking about the fakeness of Facebook and social media, how people only put up the things that they want you to see. You never see people put up the struggle. You never see people put up, that red notice that comes in the mail talking about how the bill is due. You never really see that. All you see is what people want you to see, and that's everything just good, everything positive. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying it's not real. And I posted it. I got a few shares out of it and everything, because I guess a few people are feeling the same way that I feel. But today's topic is going to be, so you call yourself getting mad at God. And I'm going to tell you why I chose that topic. I've been going through the storm, I guess you can say, here as of late. And I've told people, we've talked about it in the midweek pickup since we've came back with the midweek pickups. We've talked about depression. We've talked about getting back into swing of things. We've talked about these issues that I've been having, so I can try and help somebody else who may have the same issue. But past few weeks just really been going through it and really been getting upset, down in a funk or whatever. And what I've been realizing is, and it's not something that's new or whatever the case may be, but what I've realized is people don't care what you're going through. If they're going through, that's what they want to address. I've had so many people come to me and say things to me or whatever, and then, I'm not the type of person who would hide too much of nothing. So, I tell somebody, hey, man, I'm going through something, right now, just give me a little bit. And then they still got the nerve to get mad about, whatever it is that they're going through, and I guess that you're not there for them. If you want to know why I'm in Walmart, this is why I'm in Walmart. Sam's. Getting brisket for this weekend. But where can I start? Okay, so of course you all know I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own business, and I've been working my business pretty tough the last year, but I've been in it for about 2 years now, and I've been noticing things, and I see things that upset me. I see dealing with certain people, how it upsets me or whatever, and I see things not coming to fruition. And of course, anybody would get upset about that. But this past weekend was a pretty good weekend. I guess you could say we really didn't have much problems. We went out on site this Friday. We set up at Mercy. It was a great turnout and everything. Made a little bit of money, and everything was good. So Sunday I went out again on Father's Day. Tried to go out. Trailer caught on fire. It wasn't a big fire. It wasn't too drastic, but it still caught on fire. Trailer caught on fire, and the next morning I got up to start the truck because my pops lets me use his truck. God bless him for that. And the truck broke down on me. So the trailer caught on fire that night about 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I wake up and the truck is not starting. It's not going into gear. It was started, but it wasn't going into gear. So the whole day I'm in a bad mood, in the bed, sleep like a depressed person would. Just slept all day, and I'm so upset. I get up that evening, try and do some things that I seen on YouTube, of course, because we think we can look things up on YouTube and we can do everything YouTube has us tells us to do or whatever. And I look at some things and I kind of figure out what's going on with the truck. Upset because I don't have the money to get it fixed. Upset because it's my pop's truck and I had it. It broke down on my watch, so I feel the responsibility to get it fixed. So I'm just really upset, really mad. My wife comes and talks to me or whatever. I'm not trying to hear anything she says. And she says, you just got to be patient. God got you, and da. So me being in my feelings, upset at that point in time. Of course, God don't got me. He ain't doing nothing for me right now. And, I caught myself getting mad at God. Got into the little Corolla, took a journey. It's nighttime, so it's not too hot outside. The Corolla's air conditioner isn't working, so we can't drive in the daytime. So nighttime comes, drive the Corolla around, and while I'm driving, I realized that I caught myself getting mad at God. And of course I apologized immediately. I probably stayed mad for maybe a good 30 minutes, but I did call myself mad at God. And I was upset because I felt like things are not going the way that they should be going. But the mistake that I made right there, not only calling myself getting mad at God, but the mistake that I made is I've been looking at me the whole time. Me. I've been thinking that I can count on me. I've been thinking that I can do certain things all by myself. And even everything that I do now, I see that I do it alone. No matter if it's cooking, prep work, whatever, I always say, I don't need help, I got it. I don't need help, I got it. And that's the number one mistake that I was making. Thinking that I didn't need the help. But once I realized how ignorant I was, calling myself getting mad at God, because I've talked to a few friends, and one of my best friends told me, hey, it could be a lot worse. And it could be a lot worse. It's no doubt about it. When I was driving, I went to my little spot to think. I knew that my spot was closed because it was after 10. It's the little waterfall in the Galleria by the Transco Tower. I have not been there in so long to just go and think, but that used to be my little thinking spot. So I drove over there, and while I'm in my thoughts driving, I'm thinking about how ignorant I was by trying to say that I was upset and I was mad with God. I didn't say it out loud that I was mad with God, but my actions stated that I was mad at God. So, of course, on my way there, before I even got there to my little thinking part, I prayed, I apologized, asked for my forgiveness and everything. And, once I got there, I was just looking around and I kind of laughed. And I laughed because things could be a lot worse. I'm sitting here stressing myself out and going almost completely insane, and it's not rock bottom. And I've seen rock bottom before. I've seen other people at rock bottom. So if I compare myself to rock bottom, I'm not nowhere near it. So I shouldn't be sitting up here in my feelings and calling myself getting mad at God because things aren't working out the way that I think they should work out. What I should be doing is giving everything to God, period. What is the point in having God? If you believe in God and God is your Savior, God is your protector, God is your comforter, what is the point in believing in all of that if you're not going to let God do what He's supposed to do? And that's what I was doing. I'm not letting God do what He's supposed to do. When we're going through something, when we're going through troubles and tribulations and everything, we're supposed to give everything to God. Take everything off our plates, and we're supposed to give all the worry, all the stress, all the doubt, everything. We're supposed to give that to God, and that's something that I was not doing, and I still have not completely gave it over because I've let stress and worry take over me versus letting God's grace and mercy take over me. Now, after I had my talk with God in the car while I was driving, after I found out how ignorant I was being and spoiled like a little child, because we are God's children, and I was being spoiled. I felt like he wasn't hearing none of my prayers. He wasn't hearing me. And that's what I felt like I was upset about. I felt like God wasn't hearing me. But me, out of billions and billions and billions of people, billions of God's children, God hears each and every one of us, regardless of how big you try and make yourself think the world is, how big, not even just the world period, just the people who actually believe in God, the many, 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 many people who believe in God. And you're one out of this billions of people. You're thinking to yourself, it's no way that he's hearing me, because I haven't did this yet. I haven't got to this point yet. I haven't got here yet. I haven't got there yet. He's not hearing me. God hears each and every thought, every prayer, everything that you're saying. He's just giving it to you at the time where he feels that it's needed for you to have it. He hasn't been giving it to me because it wasn't time. I was not ready because I was being immature. And that's not anything that's going to help me. That's not anything that's going to help you. The advice that I want to give today, and the thing that I want to start pushing, and I was doing this a little bit, and then I stopped on, I think Monday is probably when I stopped, but I'm going to do it again. But we need to really let God do his job. That's all there is to it. We need to let God do what he is supposed to do. And if we do that, if we really, really give everything to him, he's going to show us little by little what we want, or what we thought we wanted. He's going to show us exactly what we need. And he's going to give us exactly what we need. And I was caught up in the thought, and I called myself mad at God. But now I do realize that the whole thing is, I was not letting him come in and do the things that he needed to do. I was not letting God work. And yes, we can stop God from working. And the way that we do that is not believing that he's going to do what we need him to do. So after I finally calmed down, I went home and, prayed again and thought about some things. The next day, a job comes in. A little bit later on that day, somebody inquires about another job. And that's something that, of course I'm thankful about. But then I think all of the stress that I put myself through, all of the worry, all the it's not working and when is this gonna happen type, if I would have focused on God more, it would not have taken this long. And also the road there would not have had so many potholes. I'm not saying that I'm all the way there already. I'm just saying the road that I could have been on, or the road that I am on right now, would have been a lot smoother if I let God do the things that he is supposed to do for us. And since I was not doing that, that means I'm going to have potholes. I'm going to have cracks in the road. It's going to be uneven. It's going to be like I'm rolling down Beach Nut or Spice Lane or something. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be cracks. The foundation is going to be rough. I still might get there. I might get a flat tire. I might hit a pothole and crack one of my rims or something. Something might happen, but I'm still on the road. So I might still get there, but it might take me a little bit longer than usual. And that's what I encourage everybody to do today. If you're going through something, if something's been eating at your soul, something's been tugging at your spirit, and you've been trying to handle it, stop trying to handle it by yourself. Let God do what God is supposed to do. Let God handle it for you. You're supposed to give yourself to God. That includes your problems, that includes your grief, that includes the good times, that includes the bad times. God is there to help you through these things. And through his son, we're going to get to where we need to get to. All we have to do is let him do his job. So for all of the people out here who think that they're mad at God, who think that God is not listening, let me be the person to tell you, stop being mad at God. You're being mad at the wrong person. You're mad at yourself, number one. But let God do his job. Let God come in and take over your worry, take over your pain. You know, a lot of people talk to God when it's completely bad, when it's the worst case scenario. That's when people start talking to God. Try and talk to God when things are going good. About a year ago, I tried to meet up with my pastor, and I thought I had a meeting, I thought I had a date, and the date came, 2 days before the day, it was right before the election. They called and canceled. At that point in time, I wasn't trying to talk to my pastor because something was wrong. I was just trying to talk to my pastor just to talk to him. And I said this the other day. I said, I wonder now that I'm going through something, I wonder if I'd be able to get in with him now. But I'm looking for the help in the wrong area. Yes, that could be, if some people look at it, a better link to God. But you're the best link to God. You don't need somebody else to hold your hand and take you to God and be like, God, here's one of your servants, listen to him. You can do that on your own. I didn't need a pastor to help me build a bridge to God. The bridge is already there. The line of communication is already there. I just have to use it myself instead of thinking somebody else can get me there or thinking that I need help. God is there for you. This is your God. Talk to him. Let him know what's going on. And don't let the stresses of the world take over your life. Don't let the goodness that you see, the great social media lifestyle, don't let that antagonize you and make you think that, you know, everything is peaches and cream in somebody else's life, and then you envy that. That's not what you're supposed to do, because life is not always good. You're gonna go through trials, you're gonna go through tribulations. But as long as you have God with you, and you're actually letting him do the job that he needs to do, everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be okay. And that's all I want to let y'all know. Just give it to God. Every day I've promoted for my business, and I said if I promote for my business every day, I can promote for God every day. That's why you would see the post, God gave me another chance to get it right again. Not saying that I was in a situation where I was getting wrong. I was just saying that God woke me up again this morning, gave me another chance to do what I'm supposed to do what he has me here for. I feel like my spiritual gift is helping people. I feel like that's what God put me here for. I listen to people's problems. I try and help them come to a good conclusion. I try and help people solve their problems. And I feel like that's what God put me here for. But then when I'm having problems, who do I go to? I can't go to myself. I have to go to God, because that's the only other person that's going to be able to help me through my situation, because he's the only person that really knows exactly what's going on in my situation. So with that being said, I know I've been in Sam's a while. I know it's been over 20 minutes. But let go and let God. Let God do what he's supposed to do. Let him help you. Let God be your tool, be your weapon that's going to strike down all the obstacles that's going to come your way, that's going to get you out of every situation that you're in, that's going to combat the harshness that life is going to throw your way. Let go and let God. With that being said, I'm going to go and wrap it up. Like I said, I know it's been a while. God first, family second, everything else will follow. Y'all have a good rest of the week. We are under a tropical storm warning, so prayers out to all the people in Louisiana, because that's who's supposedly going to get hit the worst, and prayers to all the Texas people who are going to get hit. Everybody be safe out there. I will see y'all soon, probably Thursday. But like I said, God first, family second, everything else will follow. Peace out.